It's the NFL on EA Sports, where we'll see who can claim Big Apple bragging rights. It's the New York Giants and the New York Jets, next on Madden Football.
Greetings from just across the New York-New Jersey border in New Jersey at MetLife Stadium here in East Rutherford. The rain started earlier today. It hasn't let up much. It is going to be a wet one. Glad you're with us, Mike Tirico and Greg Olson. Nice and dry here in the booth, but Greg, you've been down on the field and played in one of these sloppy, wet, rainy games. What is it like?
Well, it depends what position you play. For the offense and defensive linemen, they love it. It's a little bit slower. The defense is a little bit slower to react to the ball. A lot more runs, less pass protection. So for them, they're thrilled. But for anybody who has to handle the ball on either side, offense or defense, this is a nightmare. You're stressing about what gloves, no gloves. Do I sometimes wear gloves? The quarterback, towel. There is a lot of conversations going on with the equipment guys in the locker room. Rain games for skill players are the worst.
Set to return is Xavier Gibson. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. Well, the Jets come out with Aaron Rodgers. Of course, all the buildup in 2023, it lasted all of 4 snaps. But the man is a legend. The Super Bowl champ, 10-time Pro Bowler. Greg, his 20th NFL season.
There's not many guys, Mike, in NFL history that while their career is still ongoing, they already are considered a no-brainer finding themselves in Canton one day. And this guy is certainly at the top of the list. But let's not forget, this is not some washed-up quarterback who can't let go of the past. He is still capable of playing at an all-pro level. And if he continues to do so, any team he's on is going to be a Super Bowl contender.
And he'll work forward for about 3. It's second down. From the gun, Rodgers. That's to the left side, pulled in by Conklin. And they'll work this close to a first down, maybe just a tad short. An early test to start this one. 3rd and inches. Rodgers. That's taken in by Conklin, the tight end. And he is going to have a Jets first down. He has it by plenty as they keep the drive alive here on 3rd and inches.
One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need. But really nice job there by the quarterback, getting into the hands of his receiver and then see what he can do after the catch.
And they get this one across midfield to the 47-yard line.
They've done a nice job spreading the ball around. Make the defense have to account for as many different weapons as possible here early. But think back to our conversation with this coaching staff, Mike. They identified this guy as someone they needed to get involved early and often, so that might be his first target. I don't think it's going to be his last.
He'll try to get back to the line, but he's not happening. Going to lose a yard.
I can tell you firsthand as an offensive guy, we never loved playing in the rain. I always felt like the defense had the advantage. They know it wasn't going to be much of a passing attack, hard to handle the ball, a lot of turnovers. So they've got to have a lot of early focus offensively and try to get something on track.
That's to the rookie from Western Kentucky, Malachi Corley. It's a pickup of 12. Good for a Jets first down.
And he's come out of the game on fire here, Mike, early. He's yet to throw an incompletion on this opening drive. And as he now approaches the opponent's side of the field and they start thinking points on that other sideline, this defensive play caller has to be looking at that call sheet saying, what can I do to slow this guy down? Because with the way this game has started, he could be in for a big day.
He was looking for Malachi Corley. It's second down.
Up until that incompletion, they've done a really nice job on this drive, Mike, picking up fresh sets of downs. And typically, throwing the ball on first down is a great way to do it. But now they find themselves in 2nd and 10. Do you keep it in the air and try to get the first down here? Or is the idea to just make 3rd down manageable and take your chances picking up a key 3rd down?
Ninth play of this opening drive, trying to keep it going here on 3rd down. Again, it's Rodgers. Open man, left side. He's got it. And he's going to pick up the first down. He knew where that marker was and made sure he got beyond it.
This is a great example of where just having situational awareness is so critical in the huddle. When every one of those receivers, Mike, breaks the huddle and go line up, they've got to know where that first down marker is. If your route calls, get by it, secure the catch, and bring up a fresh set of downs.
And they'll get about half what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up 2nd and 5.
The receiver thought he had a nice soft spot in that zone coverage, and he settles down to give a nice target to the quarterback. But the defense had eyes on him the entire time. Secure rally tackle prevents that from turning into a big play.
Shotgun snap and a give to Hall. And he'll get it down to the 12. And that'll give him a new set of downs from in close.
2nd down at these distances, Mike, you pretty much anticipate a pass, and I think that's what the defense was lined up thinking. In this case, they leave a little too much room on the ground, and the offense is able to pick up a first down.
A-Rod now to throw on 1st down. That's a short one taken in by Conklin. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a 1st down completion of 7 yards.
I really like the balance that they've showed so far on this drive, Mike, and what that does is it makes the defense have to defend the entire field. The run game and the pass game, everything looks the same. There's no tells, so they can't afford to just dial up certain schemes to take away a run.
And he will power his way into the end zone. A terrific way to start this one. Not only a touchdown, but a nice long march down the field. Makes it a long walk back to the bench for the defense.
Mike, that's about as good as you can imagine starting a game offensively. To be able to sustain that many plays and be able to cap it off with a touchdown, that is a dream start for this offense.
Anders Carlson now for the PAT. Through the rain, the kick is good. And the Jets will take a 7-0 lead. Here's Carlson now. He'll kick this one off, following the touchdown on the other end. On the return, it is Tyrone Tracy. Oh, he's got room past the 30. And they will finally get him down, but he gets all the way close to the 40-yard line. The Giants led out by their quarterback, Daniel Jones. Here he is. It's year 6 in the NFL. He was the 6th overall pick back in 2019 out of Duke. And Jones still at the helm for the Giants.
In my opinion, Mike, if they expect to leave here today with a win, they're going to have to be aggressive early and often. They might not connect on all of them, but pushing the ball downfield could open up a lot of opportunities for you to take advantage as this game unfolds.
They'll run here with the rookie. Not much happening there, just a short gain. Now after the run, we get a stoppage for an injured player. Athletic training staff looking at him, so we'll step aside. Here's a 2nd and 9. Now the former Bill and Texan Devin Singletary. And he will get forward for about 5 yards. That sets up 3rd down. Here's Jones to throw. Under pressure, and he'll go down. They got him.
Sacks are drive killers. There is no greater correlation between a defense getting off the field and the ability to rush the quarterback. And when they come on 3rd down, that number just goes up.
So on 4th down, out is Jamie Gillen to punt for the Giants. Xavier Gibson to return for the Jets. Look it up through the raindrops. No issue there, though. Fair catch, called for, and taken successfully. The Jets offense ready to possess the football for the 2nd time. They lead 7-0 thanks to the touchdown on the opening drive. So try to double up here as they begin this drive 1st and 10. Going to start this drive on the ground. It's Hall. Trying to find some place to go, but nothing developing. Tackled behind the line. It's a loss of 1.
Well, they try to get the run game started here early on this drive, Mike, and they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this ball carrier to go. You never want to lose yards on 1st down, but that's exactly the case here.
He's got his man, Davante Adams. And he's got it to the 35-yard line.
You don't want to make a living off of making these kind of throws, Mike. It's one thing to throw into tight coverage, but it's another thing to throw into tight double coverage. And while the quarterback gets away with one here, I don't think you want to make a living doing it.
Ball out to the 35-yard line as they come up for 1st and 10. Working out of the gun, it's Rodgers. Throw left side, but that's going to be incomplete. Davante Adams, the intended receiver, and it'll lead to a 2nd down.
A rare miss for a quarterback that we've seen really come out on fire throughout this entire contest. I mean, his completion percentage, Mike, is well above league average, and frankly, it's really the biggest reason why they find themselves out in front.
And he is not going to get away. Might have gotten a yard, but it will set up 3rd down. From the shotgun, it's A-Rod. That's to the running back, Breece Hall.
Rodgers pass completed to Breece Hall. A gain of 3. It's 4th down.
On 4th down, the Jets turn it to the veteran Thomas Morstead to punt. Amir Smith-Marset goes back to return it. Now fair catch, he'll take it at about the 24-yard line. The Giants offense ready to take over for their 2nd possession. They trail here by a touchdown as this drive will start with a 1st down. Jones operating out of the pistol. He'll get that to the former Volunteer, Jalen Hyatt. And they'll be set up now. Up past the 40 with that one.
And this is where the speed of your inside receivers are so critical. He lines up in the right slot. But, Mike, look how far he covers to where he ended up receiving that ball. You can't have all day. Those defensive linemen, they are coming after your quarterback. So the speed in the slot is critical. That's a great example why.
A give to Singletary on the zone read. And he'll take this ahead to the 43-yard line. Will McDonald, their tackle. They'll come up on a 2nd down and 8. Throwing now is Jones. Oh, and this one's going to wind up incomplete. That's one you'd think he'd be able to corral. He can't find the handle, and it's going to lead to a 3rd down.
So the receiver does everything right, except for the most important part. He runs a nice route, creates great separation downfield, but now you just got to finish that thing off with a catch.
Throwing is Jones on 3rd down. He'll try and get there on the ground.
And that's a great job defensively here on 3rd down. Not only taking away all the options down the field through the air, but when the quarterback decides to turn into a runner himself, they're able to converge and make the play and keep him short of the 1st down.
Here's Jamie Gillen on now. He'll punt for the 2nd time, looking to pin the opponent back deep. Oh, he shanked it. Headed straight for the sideline. The Jets offense ready to take over once again. They lead it here early 7-0 as they start with a 1st and 10. A tight end in motion now. The drive begins with a run, and it's Hall. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield.
You hear teams talk about it all the time, Mike. Let's win at the point of attack. And boy, this team here early in the 1st quarter, they've done just that.
They'll come up here 1st and 10. Another run here with Hall. He'll take this down to the 47. Tyler Nubin is there for the stop. They face 2nd down and 7. Rodgers. That's to the sideline and taken in by Wilson. So they'll talk over what to do on this 3rd down play as we have hit the end of the 1st quarter. The Jets have the advantage. We're back to upstate New York in just a moment. Here's 3rd and 2. He'll try to run for it with Hall. And that call will not get it done. The defense ready, stopping him behind the line of scrimmage. And it sets up 4th down.
The idea here for this offense is you're not really thinking necessarily touchdown. You're thinking 1st down. Let's get a fresh set of downs here and reset. But in this case, they suffer a loss, and it brings up 4th down.
On comes Thomas Morstead. He's on for the 2nd time. He'll try to get something inside the 10. And this one's going to land out of bounds as they'll mark it inside the 20. Here's the Giants offense. Now they get set to take over once more. They'll start it here with a 1st and 10. give it to Singletary to begin this drive. And this will be a Giants first down as he'll take this forward to the 27.
We've seen this trend throughout the league, Mike. Offensively, everyone wants to have depth at the running back position. Yeah, it's great to have one guy, but if you could have 2 or 3 that can all come in and contribute on the ground, that's the goal, and we're seeing it here.
That's going to be caught by Darius Slayton. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards. Here's a 2nd and 3 forthcoming. To throw, it's Jones. Open man is Robinson. And that's going to be a first down. A pickup of 9.
These are the play calls, Mike, that offensive coordinators use to just get their quarterback and their passing game into some sort of rhythm. Easy pitch and catch, get the ball out of his hand, see a completion. These typically, as the game goes on, lead to bigger and bigger gains.
On first down, Jones. Now a short one caught by the tight end Johnson. They'll come up here on 2nd down and 5. A give right side. This is Singletary. That one never got started. Too much defensive pressure. They drop him in the backfield.
Anytime the running back is forced to chop his feet in the background and never get to top speed, you know that play's not going anywhere. That's exactly what the defense was able to force here by getting penetration. Great job there, stopping this play before he had a chance to even get started.
Shotgun now for Jones. And that is incomplete.
This offense has to find a way to be better on 1st and 2nd down, like living in these 3rd and long situations. Must pass is not a recipe that their offensive coordinator wants to operate in.
Here's the punter now, as he's on to punt for the Giants. But he cannot get away. Great job down there to hold him to a short return. The Jets offense getting things in order as they trot out for this next possession. They lead it here in the 2nd quarter, 7-0, as they begin with a 1st and 10. Now Rodgers. That's caught over the middle. It's Wilson. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down.
Similar to a tight end, the slot receiver is often considered the safety blanket. He makes all the difficult catches, tends to be a little bit more around the line of scrimmage, and so far today, he's certainly lived up to that reputation.
Here's Rodgers. Over the middle, that's the tight end, Conklin. And they'll whistle him down, but not before it picks up a 1st down after a gain of 7.
This play is actually really well defended here, but I'll tell you, Mike, as you know, my philosophy is the tight end is always open, and this just supports my case.
1st down for Aaron. And that ball incomplete.
He decides to go with this safe throw and throws it well short of the sticks. And at this level, Mike, you just can't miss layups like that.
We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. They'll throw again. Here's Rodgers. Toward the sideline and taken in by Adams. 14 yards on that pass play there, and the Jets have a 1st down.
The thing that jumps out to me the most, Mike, is just how often the quarterback is able to throw the ball to his first read in the progression. So hats off to the play caller. Him and the quarterback seeing the game through the exact same set of eyes, and there is a lot of room to operate.
They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. They'll run it out of the gun, and it's Hall. And he'll get about 6 there, setting up 2nd down. The master of play action, Rodgers. That's to the right side. He's got Corley.
This is one of those throws where you're hoping you do most of the damage after the catch, but give credit to the defense. Once that ball was caught, they were on him quickly, and there was nowhere for him to go after the catch.
Now a 3rd and 2. A give. Here's Hall. Moving this to the 36-yard line will give them enough. Chains will move. It's a 1st down.
Nothing real fancy about this call here, Mike, right? In this 3rd and short, just get the ball to your running back, make sure he has enough space to pick up the 1st down, and they're able to convert.
1st and 10 now from the 36. Rodgers now. Quick slant into the hands of Wilson. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line.
Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play, and it wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down, a quick underneath completion, and then really it's the yards after catch that did the rest, and that's what it takes. You're not always going to have the perfect play. You're not always going to dial up the perfect play against the perfect look. Sometimes players need to make plays, and that was a good one there.
A gain of a yard brings up 2nd and 9 at the 25-yard line.
Here's 2nd and 9. They'll go again with Hall. Oh! Now they are in business inside the 15-yard line.
The offensive line doing a great job opening these run lanes. They have been there this entire 1st half, and I think if I'm this play caller, until the defense makes an adjustment and takes it away, I think I'm just going to keep turning around and handing it to that guy.
Now it's a bootleg with Rodgers. That's to the end zone, but it's incomplete.
You have to come down with those opportunities. You're not going to get your hands on the ball very often as a defensive player. And when you do, let alone in the end zone, those are plays you just have to make.
They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. They will run it over center with Hall. And he's able to sidestep his way forward and pick up 4. They'll try to keep the drive rolling, facing 3rd and 6. From the gun, Rodgers. He pulls it in around the 5. To the goal line and in.
And that was just a great drive, really from start to finish, Mike. You could see the play caller just really finding his rhythm, mix in run, mix in pass. Results in the touchdown pass, but really everything they did, the entire possession worked to perfection. When you can sustain the drives like that and come away with touchdowns, man, that goes a long way towards establishing your identity for the rest of this game.
Now Carlson to add the extra point. No problem with the footing. The kick is good. And the Jets move out on top, 14-0. Here's Carlson now. He'll kick this one off, following the touchdown on the other end. This taken in at the 8-yard line. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The Giants offense ready to take over possession of the football. They're staring at a 2-touchdown deficit, 14-0. The score as the offense tries to regroup and get going with 1st and 10. Gun, it's Jones. And that one knocked away. It's incomplete.
Well defended there, and the quarterback's trying to attack this defense outside the numbers. Those really wide angle throws near the sideline sometimes can be very hard to defend, so give a lot of credit to this secondary. They were all on the same page, and the ball falls incomplete.
Now Jones throwing on 2nd down. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Nice example there, Mike, of the quarterback just being smart with the ball, understanding it didn't quite develop the way he had intended. Throw that ball out of harm's way, live to play another down.
Oh, can't afford another incompletion here. Quickly, it is 3rd and 10. Working from the gut. And they will continue to go backwards. He's taken down for a sack. That's Hassan Reddick getting in there to bring him down.
When you can win so fast as an edge rusher, you put so much pressure on the quarterback to speed everything up. He can sense that pressure coming either from his front or back side. It either speeds up and leads to an errant throw, or in this case, it leads to a sack.
Good coverage by the punt team. They stop him before he can get any return cranked up. So now Rodgers and the Jets ready to take over once more. And he's had things all his way in the first half. Those numbers are sensational. He looks to add to them with another drive here. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. Conklin goes in motion. It's 1st down, and it's Paul. And he'll be taken down as we tick down to the 2-minute warning. Two minutes remain here in this first half. We'll come back to MetLife Stadium after this. 2nd and 7. From the shotgun, it's A-Rod. That one taken in by Corley. Well, he's brought down. That pass is going to pick up 4 and bring up 3rd down. Working out of the gun, it's Rodgers. He's got his man complete to Wilson. And he will score. A terrific play all the way around, finished off by the receiver, who not only made the grab, but Greg turned it up and takes it into the end zone.
And that's the tricky part, Mike, that transition from receiver to runner. And in this case, he does it flawlessly. Look the ball in, secure the catch, and then get upfield and get yourself in the end zone.
Carlson now for the extra point. It's up and through. And the Jets will stake themselves to a 21-0 lead. Here's Carlson now. He'll kick this one off, following the touchdown on the other end. Now return coming from the 7. Nice job by the return team as he takes it across the 30-yard line. The Giants offense getting their final instructions before heading back onto the field. They find themselves down 3 touchdowns here, needing to flip the script in a hurry. And they'll start it here on first down. Jones. In trouble, and down he goes. And the Giants here will use the first of their timeouts. And they'll get together prior to the second down play. Back to throw is Jones. He bought all the time he could, but he's going to be taken down as he couldn't get a throw away. Work to do following the sack. It is 3rd and long. On 3rd down, here's Singletary. Now a timeout, Jets. It'll be their second as they'll discuss what's to come as 4th down is looming. Here's their punter now. As the drive went in the wrong direction, he's on to punt it away. And he's going to make a fair catch just beyond his own 40-yard line. Garrett Wilson and the Jets offense now heading back onto the field. They've opened up a big lead already, trying to put this one to bed maybe before halftime. Another drive starts here with 1st and 10. Looking to throw, it's Rodgers. Who else? Another catch for his favorite target. And they'll have it across midfield down at the opposing 46-yard line.
And now you can see they're really getting in rhythm in this 2-minute drive. Now, after that last completion, Mike, they cross midfield. Now the mindset goes to, all right, we got to come away with some points. They've got a quarterback who's in complete control, and they got to see if they can finish this thing off.
He's going to tuck it and go. And Rodgers has done this long enough. Gives himself up at the end, but he's got a 1st down. A couple of big plays to start this drive. How about 17 on this one?
A quarterback who can extend the play with his legs, Mike, is just such a key element to today's modern offenses. You can see there was nowhere for him to go with the ball, but he decides to turn into a runner, picks up a great gain, and ultimately a 1st down.
And with just 4 seconds left in the first half, a timeout is called. Anders Carlson here now to try the field goal. This one from 41 yards out. Carlson's kick is good. And the Jets extend the lead to 24-0.
And that's a really nice boost here before the break. I mean, you work the clock well, you're able to steal some points. The biggest thing is you're able to build a little momentum now going into the locker room at halftime.
Just 1 second remaining in this first half, and they will kick it away. This one taken at the 7. Now an opening past the 30. And he's going to be taken down as time runs out on this first half of play.
All right, Mike, thanks very much, and welcome in everyone to our EA Sports Halftime Report. In the first half, we saw some great play from Jets quarterback Aaron Rodgers. He came on after a slow start to fire 2 second-quarter touchdown passes and give his guys the lead at the intermission. This was an extremely one-sided first half. One team showed up ready to go. The other's been in a daze thus far, but there's still plenty of time left for this one to tighten up significantly.
Very one-sided first half of action. Will we get a turnaround? Let's find out. The third quarter is underway. And it'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The Giants offense ready to get back at it. And look, they've been out of sorts throughout, Greg. They haven't had any answer for this pass rush all game.
Yeah, and it's really showing up in the sacks and also just in their ability to prevent any yards, any completions. This has just been a dominant pass defense performance here, and everything starts with the rush. The quarterback's uncomfortable. The clock gets sped up. He's got guys in his face. It's a lot easier to play defensive back and in some of these coverage units when you know that ball's got to come out fast, and right now they're teeing off and taking advantage of it.
Jones going to hand this to Tracy. He'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play.
At this point in the game, Mike, we just haven't seen a lot of fire out of this offense. Here's another run, simple handoff, no gain.
Jones to throw on second down. That's to the rookie from LSU, Malik Neighbors. They'll look to pick this up, 3rd and a yard. Slayton is the man in motion. On 3rd down, they'll run with Tracy. This will not do the trick. They've stopped him behind the line. 4th down coming up.
Well, this seems pretty straightforward. 3rd and 1, just dial up a run play and run straight downhill. But this defense had other plans. They were ready and expecting that run, and they're able to take the ball carrier down for a loss.
The Giants sending out their punter as they are forced to kick for the 6th time today. Now, fair catch will be taken out near the 35-yard line. The Jets offense and Aaron Rodgers getting ready to go once more. And we run you through the highlights here. It has been a very big performance from the quarterback position, instrumental in leading and executing, and now trying to finish strong and take his team to the finish line. So they come to the line for 1st down and 10. Off the play fake, Rodgers. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield.
You know, Mike, I like everything about this play except the very end. You've already picked up good yardage. You've already picked up the first down. Now get down on the ground and protect yourself. There's no reason to take those shots.
They'll put one of the tight ends in motion. He'll struggle to get back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe gets a yard out of that one. It's second down. A run here with Hall, and he'll get back to midfield, so no gain on that one.
You could just see the frustration on the running back's face as he's getting helped up off the ground. Like, there was just nowhere to go from the moment he was handed the ball. Give credit to the defense. Great job.
They need 8 as they come up for third down. Rodgers. Taking off, he'll try to get there. Give him 11 on the scramble and give them a new set of downs.
On third down, the defense decides to dial up a blitz. Give credit to the offensive line and the running backs. They were ready for it. They picked it up. That's what allowed the quarterback to escape the pocket, see open space, and convert and pick up the first down.
A-Rod now to throw on first down. That is incomplete.
And up until this point, this has been an incredibly efficient game from this quarterback. I mean, it's hard to think. Here we are in the second half, and that's only his second incomplete pass. So finally, the defense is able to do something to disrupt his timing and finally try to get him out of this groove.
They'll run. This is Hall. And the defense all over this one. They knock him down. It'll go down as a loss of 2.
The speed and the get-off by the big interior defensive tackle, Mike. I mean, he got through there so fast, he almost took the handoff himself.
Third and long. To throw is Rodgers. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
So defensively, there's always the initial pass coverage plan, and then when that breaks down and the quarterback goes into scramble mode, how fast can you then move on to the second phase and what they call plaster, meaning find the nearest receiver and almost play him man-to-man, and it's exactly what they did here, and there was nowhere for the ball to go, and he's forced to just throw it away.
And this is going to work out for him. Out of bounds, and they'll mark it inside the 10. The visitors' offense ready to take over once more. They'll have a long field ahead of them as they start first and 10. Shotgun now for Jones. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be second down.
I like the idea of using the passing game to try to give your offense a little breathing room. You find yourself in the shadow of your own goalpost, Mike. Worst case scenario, you do not want to punt out of your own end zone. So I like the idea of trying to pick up some positive gains through the air. But they've got to come up with some completions and try to pick up at least one first down, or you're going to put your defense in a tough spot.
And they'll get about 8 out of that one, but still a little work to do now on third down.
The drag route is such a good way to get the ball early into the hands of your tight end and take some pressure off the quarterback and give him an easy completion. The size and the athleticism allows them to try to pick up more yards, but do it after the catch.
Jones looking to throw on 3rd and 2. And he's going to have the first down. It is a gain of 6. Good conversion on 3rd down.
Well, they finally are able to convert on a 3rd down. And, Mike, when you look back at a box score, some of the biggest indications of how well the game went, of course, you don't want to turn the ball over. How do you execute in the red zone? And then how are you on 3rd down? 3rd downs typically lead to long drives. Long drives tend to lead to points. It's not a real complicated formula. Stay on the field. The more snaps, the more plays, the better. I think the biggest issue and why they find themselves trailing in this game, Mike, has really just been the ups and downs of this passing game. At sometimes, he's highly accurate and efficient, but at others, he just misses too many easy throws. Question is, are they going to be able to overcome this quarterback inconsistency and pull this game out?
And he'll pick his way forward, a gain of about 5. And that's going to set up 3rd down. Throwing now is Jones. And he'll let it go deep for Johnson. That is knocked away downfield, incomplete. He made sure not to let the receiver get behind him. 3rd down stop sets up 4th down.
This has really just been the story of the entire game. They just seem out of sync, don't they? I mean, they desperately need to find a way to just get some points on the scoreboard, any way it takes. They don't complete on the deep pass there, but keep shooting for it, because at some point something's going to break your way, and they desperately need it.
So now the Jets offense ready to take over once more. As we look back at some of the highlights of this one, you'll see a lot of them, Greg, coming from the passing game. They've done a nice job picking the defense apart.
Yeah, and I think that's the right way to say it. It hasn't necessarily been just a bunch of deep shots, a bunch of explosives. It's been more methodical. It's been precise. They've really been all over their execution, and this is about as close to a complete performance as you're going to see from any offense throughout the course of this season.
Now a 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. Rodgers. This one intercepted. Picked off by Tyler Nubin. And he's going to set up his guys with great field position. A huge chance to cut into the deficit.
Mike, these are just throws you're not accustomed to seeing, especially from a quarterback that has played this much football. He's been around the NFL for a long time. He's got to make better decisions. Costly mistakes like that are going to kill his team.
The visitors' offense headed back to take over once more. They'll begin with great field position, a short field, in fact, as they start with a 1st down. Play action now. It's Jones. And this offensive line just has no answers right now. It's another sack.
If they win this game, this pass rush is going to be a big reason why. The 5 sacks speak for itself, but their ability to disrupt the timing of this offense, that can't be overstated.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. To throw is Jones. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing 3rd down.
Well, it's pretty clear the main reason why they find themselves trailing in this game, Mike, has really just been the inefficiency of this offense and primarily out of the quarterback position. I mean, to complete less than half of your pass attempts, it just makes it very hard to compete at a high level consistently in the NFL. And if they want to find themselves having any chance of getting back into this game and winning this one, he's going to have to get a lot better with the ball.
That's Sauce Gardner, the All-Pro, there to knock that one away.
Pretty unforgettable performance so far in the 1st half, Mike, and they're going to try to figure this out here in the 2nd half and try to gain some momentum, figure out what's going to work, where are our matchups, and let's go try to put a drive together and get some points, because so far this has been a struggle, and they just cannot get anything going through the air.
Breece Hall making his way back out there as the Jets are on offense again. They've definitely outplayed their opponents to this point in the third quarter. Might be looking to grind out some first downs and chew up some valuable time on the clock. They give to Hall. And he'll work this out to the 23. Deonte Banks comes up to make the play. On the handoff, here comes Hall. And he'll get them 5 yards closer, but now third down coming up. On the give, it's Hall. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more.
Depending on the situation or the down and distance, Mike, the linebackers have different reads. Sometimes they read the offensive lineman. Sometimes they read the running back. In this case, his read brings him right to the play. He's able to make a big stop and keep the gain to nothing.
On comes the punt team now for the Jets, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. This kick hangs up, and the fair catch will be taken beyond the 35-yard line. The visitors' offense back onto the field for their next possession. They are in need of points in a big way as they set out on 1st and 10. On the handoff, here comes Tracy. And not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that one.
Coming off that edge, Mike, you have to quickly determine, is this a pass or is it a run? And once he realized it was a run, he's able to shed his blocker, make the play, no gain.
On 2nd down, here's Jones. Now a short one caught by the tight end Johnson. A gain there of 11. 1st down, Giants.
Nice catch here by Theo Johnson, the young rookie tight end, and I really like his upside. I think he's kind of a long, rangy guy. He's got a great catch radius, and he can really get vertical downfield. One of only 5 FBS tight ends last year, Mike, with 7+ touchdowns. So I think the Giants have a chance here to develop him and give Daniel Jones another offensive weapon as they look to get this thing back on track. Really nice job there by the defense defending the middle of the field. That is the most valuable real estate on the field. They know every single offense is trying to attack the defense between the hashes. So give credit. They took away all the throwing lanes, and that ball falls incomplete.
That's caught. It's Tyrone Tracy. And they'll take this down inside the 35.
Having the ability to move your running back to the widest receiver, they call those the #1 receiver, meaning he's the closest to the sideline. It really forces a defense to show their hand. Do we keep a corner out there, and I know it's zone, or do I move a linebacker or safety out there, and now you tell the offense that it's man coverage? So the versatility and the chess piece that is the running back position, it could do so much.
And he's going to go down yet again. He has been under fire all game long.
And the big guys up front in the offensive line just continue to not be on the same page. And we've seen it time and time again here today. This pass rush remains one step ahead of them, and it's the quarterback who continues to pay the price.
Now Jones. And this offensive line just has no answers right now. It's another sack.
This has been a masterful game plan defensively. I mean, not only have they found their mismatches and been able to exploit them, it's led to 7 sacks so far. I mean, even when the offense seems to make an adjustment, Mike, the defense just still seems to be one step ahead of them.
So, backed up after the sack, and now it's 3rd and long. To throw, it's Jones. That's going to be incomplete, and the clock will stop. Likely one more play in this 3rd quarter.
We see this offense just continue to search for a spark. It's just this entire game, their execution's just been a little bit off. And now here in the 2nd half, they find themselves down by multiple scores. They're going to have to connect on 1 or 2 of these big plays if they want to find themselves back in this one.
And no return forthcoming. It's a touchback, and will come out to the 20-yard line. So we are through 3. Back with more after the break. You're tuned in to the NFL on EA Sports. The drive begins at the 20. Here's 1st and 10. We're going to start this drive on the ground. It's Hall. And a nice run there on 1st down, getting 8. Setting up 2nd and 2.
It's a gain of 8. Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 28-yard line.
Play action now with Rodgers. A throw left side, taken in by Wilson. And he'll be brought down, but not before they get this all the way up near midfield.
And that throw just seems like the cherry on top of what has been an incredible day for this quarterback. And I wouldn't be surprised here late if we get to see the backup after this drive. And there's one guy in the stadium that has earned the right to stand on the sideline and relax. It's this quarterback.
Here's 1st and 10. Give up the middle with Hall. The hole closes quickly. He'll pick up about 3. Another run here with Hall. And he'll get maybe about 4 yards out of that one. Lane closed quickly. And here comes 3rd down. Shotgun snap and a give to Hall. A gain of 16 yards. Good for a Jets 1st down.
Here's a case of an offense just piling on. You're really imposing your will on the defense. Everyone in the stadium knows you're going to run it. The defense knows it, you know it. And no matter what they do, they have no answers whatsoever.
On 1st down, they go right back to Hall. Now they are in business inside the 15-yard line.
And this running game has really been rolling, Mike, all game long. The holes, the run lanes, they've been there consistently. Here's another nice run as they look to put this game away.
On the move at the 14-yard line, it's 1st and 10. From the gun, Rodgers. That is caught in the middle of the end zone. And that touchdown probably, Greg, ends any small hopes of a comeback on the other side.
Yeah, and I think those chances, Mike, were small to begin with, but with that last score, I think this one is pretty much over.
Now Carlson to add the extra point. It's up and good. And the Jets move out even further ahead. It is now 31-0. Here's Carlson now. He'll kick this one off, following the touchdown on the other end. Tracy now to return it. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. The visitors' offense getting those helmets back on, ready to head out for their next possession. Things not looking good. But see if they get the turnaround going here. They'll start this drive with first down. From the gun, it's Jones. He's got his man, that's Slayton. And they'll mark him down just shy of the 40.
You know, it's really been a one-sided game, but how often do we see in the fourth quarter the team that finds themselves down by a lot, they start to come alive. I think it's a combination of trying to end the game on a positive note, but also sometimes that defense getting a little lackadaisical.
Jones now on first down. Pass pulled in by Tracy. And they're going to work this down inside the 45.
There's no secret this day has been a rough outing all around. So at this stage of the game, really no choice but to remain aggressive and just try to find something positive on a day where there's been a lot of negative.
They'll come up here, 1st and 10. Working from the gun, it's Jones. And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up 2nd and 5. Again, they'll throw with Jones. That's over the middle and intercepted. Picked off by Quincy Williams.
So all game, we've seen him take the approach as just being a game manager. But one thing you have to do if that's the case is you have to protect the ball. You can't turn the ball over, especially if you're struggling to push the ball downfield. He got a little reckless that time, and the defense made him pay.
The Jets offense and receiver Garrett Wilson getting set for their next drive. This one appears to be safe in hand. It has been a clinical performance to this point. Now they'll try to finish up strong. The drive begins with a run, and it's Hall. And he'll take this forward for about 3. It's 2nd down. On the run, here's Hall. And he'll take this ahead for a gain of about 5, and here comes 3rd down.
That's a gain of 5. Brings up 3rd and 3.
From the shotgun, it's A-Rod. Open man, right side, he's got it. A gain of 11 on that one. And the Jets have a 1st down.
Now it just seems like this offense is piling on. I mean, after a day where they have completely dominated their opponent, a lot of offense would just be content with handing this ball off but not this group. They continue to throw the ball, and they continue to get chunk plays, and they showed they're not going to slow down until that final whistle blows.
And that'll be a pickup of 3. They face 2nd down and 7. They'll go again with Hall. And they'll take this down inside the 35.
So when you're evaluating the impact of a team's run game, I think it's important at the end of the game to look back and say, okay, how many yards did they run for? But more importantly, when did those yards come? Did I run for those yards in the 4th quarter, which typically means I had to lead? That's the sign of a successful run game, as opposed to getting a lot of meaningless yards early in the game.
Here's Hall. And he'll be taken down as the clock ticks towards 2 minutes to play. Two minutes remain in the 4th quarter. Greg and I back for the conclusion in a moment. On the option, here's Hall. And the defense there to meet him. They'll hold him to 2 and bring up 3rd down. Working out of the gun, it's Rodgers. And this ball incomplete on 3rd down.
I think this defense is wondering where some of these missed throws were earlier in the game. I mean, for a while, it seemed like everything the offense did hit. And after that last incomplete pass, although this game's all but over, this defense will certainly take it.
A 48-yard attempt.
He has to drive this through the rain, but he does. The kick is good. And the Jets will add to their lead here in the 4th quarter. Back out is Carlson following the made field goal. And he sends this kickoff away. They'll return this from the 11. Nice job on the return. He's down close to the 35-yard line. The Giants offense starting to trot out for this next possession. They'll start it here with a 1st and 10. Back to throw is Jones. Now a screen set up for Tracy. And that screen slow to develop, and they rally to the ball and stop him. That will be no gain on the screen.
It's a really good job defensively. The key is you don't want your defensive linemen to overcommit to rushing the passer, and you don't want your linebackers in secondary dropping too deep defending the pass. In this case, all 3 levels played disciplined, good football with good vision. That's why they're able to stop him for no gain.
He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
This is one of those situations that plays directly into the hands of the defense, because think, like, they know this offense has to be one-dimensional. This has to be a pass. So what do? They bring in extra defensive backs. They clog up the back end. And at the end of the day, there's just nowhere for the offense to go with the ball.
Throwing is Jones on 3rd down. That is incomplete. And here we go. They're down to what could be their final play. It's 4th down.
Well, we all know the running joke, right, Mike? If this guy could catch, he'd be playing offense. And, well, I think that's kind of a joke for the past. These defensive players are incredible these days. That's just too easy. You've got to secure that interception for your defense and get off the field.
A fair catch called and taken right at the 30-yard line. The Jets offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And this defense might be about ready to wave the white flag. Nothing they have tried to throw at him has been successful. He just processes things so quickly, making the right read, seemingly every time. 1st and 10. A give. Here's Hall. And he'll get about 5. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. So this one in the win column for the Jets. It was a game played in a driving rainstorm, but they would not let the field or the conditions deter them in any way. They're going to come away from here with a well-earned victory. So that'll do it for us. For Greg Olson and our terrific team behind the scenes, I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. Follow us on X at EA Madden NFL. It's a win for the Jets as we say goodbye from MetLife Stadium.